Whoa, Rastafari rule and reign. Rastafari guide and protect I again. Hold fast. Lion with the crown, 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 lion with the crown. Fight on the Ras and Axadoros, Rasputin, Erasmus, Napoleon, Leopold.
Once again, it's on. Thankful, right here in the historical western area, of Atlanta, and we are right here doing a live show, filmed in front of a live Vegan Dream Donuts audience. Yes, indeed. So, all checking in. Want you to know this show right here is about pulling your pants up. Yeah, we gonna get to the topics of pulling your pants up, black man. Pull your pants up. All right, so let's stay focused on the topic today of pulling your pants up. I'm your host, Ras Izes. I got my brethren with me.
Yes, man. This is Naveek Newell Bay.
No doubt, and my brethren beside me alone.
Sincere, the creative.
Give thanks, and this is the
Think
Think
Champs.
Champs. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Boom, peace and blessings. So we are in, and we are here building on the topic of pulling your pants up, black man. Yeah, because a long time we've been having our pants down. You know, it's overdue. Our pants, it's time to pull up again. It's time for us to wear belts again and be the true champions and superheroes we truly are on this earth. You know, it's time for us to step up and be real men again. You know what I mean? Be responsible adults again. Yeah, if you have gray, you got to be gray. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be able to pray with wisdom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the time we're in right now. So let's step it up. You know what I mean? Pull your pants up, step it up. Yeah, man, and live it up. Because that's what time it is right now. We have to. You know what I mean? We've been down too long. You know what I'm saying? When you have your pants down, the energy's down. The vibration is down. It can't go up until the pants is up. It can't go up until the pants is up. Because when the pants go up, you have more respect and more morality again. You know what I'm saying? More decency about yourself is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everyone sees you as the superhero and the champion you truly are because you're wearing a belt. You came to me the other day and you didn't have a belt on, right? And this is the thing, they ain't wearing belts. You know, no one, these youth ain't even wearing belts no more. No one even want a belt no more. You know, but differently though, you come to me and he had no belt on. I asked you, where your belt? He said, oh, I don't wear no belt. I asked you the simple question. I said, you ever seen a champion without a belt? Have you ever seen a champion without a belt? Thought to himself, fire, blazing. Mind state had it said and think, no, all champions wear a belt. That's what they fight for, the belt. Around their waist, the belt. And you don't even have a belt? What kind of levels are you trying to reach, young man, if you don't even want to wear a belt?
Right.
You know? Yeah. So I showed the man, look, belts ain't even that expensive. But it's a necessity for a black man to have a belt because he has to pull his pants up. You know, this is what the belt was designed for, to pull your pants up. You know. Martin Luther King said, tighten up the bootstraps. You know what I'm saying? The boots was even tightened up then. They was shined and polished. They didn't have Jordans and all these guys here.
No doubt.
Whatever shoe they had, they tied it up to the bootstraps. That's how black man was moving. You know, so pull your pants up. Brethren, more links, man. Build with me and the people about your situation you was having about your youth, about the belt and his pants.
Yeah. Well, you know, again, you know, I give thanks and praises to the Almighty Most High Creator to have this time to be here on this panel and talk about these things for the upliftment of the African nation here in America and the entire African diaspora worldwide. I give thanks and praises for the energy and the strength and the sound. With that being said, metaphorically, we, in particular, that so-called African American man, we gotta pull our pants up. You understand what I'm saying? We got to conduct ourselves like the godly individuals that we are. You know, we are direct descendants of the Almighty Creator, and we've been led astray for 400 years, and we've bought into this Eurocentric savage mentality, and we conducting ourselves as such. And it's time for us to cut out the foolery, cut out the shining, and if your pants got belt loops on them, you're supposed to have a belt on.
Hot. Tell that again.
If you got on sweatpants, don't wear a belt.
I can see that. You got a drawstring, right?
If you got belt loops on your pants, and your pants is in, I'm fully ready to take a shit position, you foul.
For real, like that.
Like it. I didn't make this up, bro.
No,
The man who made the jeans that you wearing put belt loops on there so you could have a belt on.
True.
So, I mean, again, these youth nowadays, I can't give up on y'all. Because y'all the future. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not going to give up on y'all.
True.
But we living at this period where y'all got to pull your pants up.
Yes, sir.
Not just literally, but figuratively, metaphorically, psychologically, mentally. You got to conduct yourselves better than what you're doing, because we bigger than this.
Yeah.
We got to learn how to love each other. You know, we got to learn how to appreciate each other's situation. We got to realize that, again, we've been led astray for quite some time. And we have to accept the fact that we have to do better. We got to accept the responsibility. You know, I know it's a great amount of responsibility to accept the fact that 95% of what you think you know, you don't really know nothing at all. So now you got to be mature enough, you got to be wise enough to accept that what you thought you know, you don't know nothing, and now I got to relearn. I got to walk away from all the fuckery that they got me caught up in, Gucci, Fendi, all of the foolishness. I could go on and on and on. I ain't calling nobody no name out in particular, but any foolishness. I see y'all with the Fendi on, I don't see y'all with no mud cloth. Why y'all scared of the mud cloth? You know, so we got to love ourselves. We got to know that a lot of us have gone through, what's the author's name that wrote that book, Post-Traumatic Slave Disorder?
Dr. Joy DeGroot.
So I'm sorry, I'm going to give it to the brother, let him expand on the son.
Yeah, that's right. You said his name was...
Peace, family. This is Sincere, poet, speaker, author, community activist. And the book that you're shining the light on is from one of our great scholars, the physician, Dr. Joy DeGroot. All right, so I love what you're saying, man. Coming from a poetic space, pulling your pants up means a lot. Figuratively, if you're looking at what that represents, just think about what happens when you pull your pants up. You got freedom of movement.
True.
People take you seriously.
Yes,
You are looked at as a professional, a scholar, somebody that has an opinion to be renowned, respected.
Yes, sir.
From that space, you are looked at as somebody with significance.
That's true, man.
Because that's what you are.
True. Truth and right.
But there's a choice in the matter. You can accept that or not. I know it took a little while for me to accept it.
Right.
See?
But now I have. Right? So when we get to this space, we have a responsibility to say what's unpopular. Right? It's funny, I used to laugh at some of the things that I do now. I used to think it was corny. I used to think it was square. But what it was maturity. What I was looking at is something that I didn't recognize because I wasn't there yet. I wasn't mature. Right? So when I speak to my youth, I recognize that.
Right.
So I want to connect with them and build on their level, but I want to give them the seeds that they need to grow and to blossom into something that they can take advantage of.
I see. That's real. That's real.
You feel me on that?
Yeah, that's real. That's yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's the idea. Pulling your pants up ain't trying to stop your fun and ain't trying to stop you from being cool. What it is trying to get you on a level that you already own. You just need to take possession of.
That's true.
To grow you to that next space. Absolutely.
Conduct yourself accordingly.
Absolutely.
So, my question to that is, so what do you say to the youth out there today walking around with their pants, down below their behind?
Wow.
The brethren said their pants so below their behind now, you can see their whole behind, like they can sit down and take a whole dunk without even touching their pants.
You youngsters walking around with your pants down so low, man.
Huh?
You're walking around with your pants down so low, if you wanted to take a crap, all you got to do is sit back. And your trousers will stay clean. You ain't got to touch nothing. And that's, again, like the brother said, it's things I didn't forgot about that y'all ain't even thought about.
Right.
So I ain't trying to knock y'all fun. You talking to a new goose Nagas straight from the streets. You understand what I'm saying?
That's true. Correct.
I'm like CeeLo Goody. I don't recall ever graduating at all.
True. I know that's
So I ain't trying to knock y'all fun, which is one of the best things I ever didn't do in my motherfucking life. Excuse my French. Nevertheless, y'all got to know I'm trying to help you, man. I got love for you. I got children out here. My godly responsibility given to me by the Creator is to be fruitful and multiply and to take care of y'all. It's my responsibility to make sure y'all get it out here, man. What I look like making y'all take a test that you bound to drown when I already know how to pass it. I can tell you how to. If you was in school and you had a test today, and your homie told you, man, I got a cheat sheet. Don't even trip. You gonna take that cheat sheet, ain't you? Well, see, when y'all youth dealing with elders who love you and who care about you, that's your cheat sheet to life. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got to try to figure it out. Because I got so much love for you that I'm going to tell you what to do and what not to do. Unconditionally. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to allow you to make your decision, but if you listen to me, I'm going to tell you not to bump your head. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, the conversation is about these youth. We living at a crucial period, man. Y'all generation alpha. Somebody told me that. They said y'all generation called Generation Alpha. You know what that means? That's the beginning. Write y'all story, man. Write it in a righteous, uplifting, conscious, loving style, man. Love yourself, love each other, man. And give thanks. And take your rightful position. We gonna keep building, I don't know, I don't think I went too far, of course, but
that's real. They need to hear that because we're building with the youth.
The
whole thing is building with the youth because the whole thing is we want the youth to notice that we really love you and we are here as big brothers, you know what I'm saying, uncles, fathers, See, here's the thing. Most black men wasn't raised with a father, right, with their own father. But here's the next thing. Most black women wasn't raised with fathers neither. Right. So there's a father that's been out the household. There's not even real fathers too much on TV. Nah. Y'all interested more in some entanglement, which ain't even a real family that we should be focused on.
Not the damn entanglement.
Because it's real. We dealing with real families and real structures of family, which states man, woman, and child. And that's the order that never been broken. The Creator set that. You didn't do that. The Creator set that. He set that in every living thing on this earth. Male and female. He did that. So we here just to keep the bloodline and everything straight and know that we are brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? We here to uplift you because it's way too much other people speaking about our life. You know what I'm saying? And dictating what our life really is about. There's no real black men on TV speaking to no one about nothing. These youth not getting no real examples of real men telling them anything. That's why it's pull your pants up. Because black men have to do that to realize how great we truly are. You know what I'm saying? Right. And this is, and the thing is, the numbers has gone up. Right. Because it ain't even a young thing. It's not a young thing, You got old people still out there with their pants down.
Well, the youngsters ain't young no more. All of them ain't young.
But I'm saying, though,
mature,
just the time we living in, this is going on as a normal thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if we take it black and white, all black men had belts, they had suspenders even.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Suspenders even. You know what I mean? So we always stayed up. You know what I mean? We kept it up. That was the moral of the story, keeping it up. You know what I mean? We don't keep it down. We always kept it up. We keeping up. You know, we slowing it down by having our pants down. We slowing down the vibration by having our pants down. We uplift the vibration with our pants up. You know, and this is a fact. This is a fact. You can see it in the crowd how it is. If you have a crowd of people with everybody with their pants up and someone come in with their pants down, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They themselves even feel uncomfortable or should feel uncomfortable. That's the key to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's a respectful place, because we all have parents. I don't know if these people realize we have parents and we have adults that we have to look up to, and we have to honor, and we have to carry ourselves with certain dignity and certain respect. So the pulling your pants up makes your mind frame go up.
Right.
As the brethren was saying, it actually uplifts the mind and opens the mind, you know what I'm saying, to go up. You can expand up. You can't go down and expand, you know. You can only expand going up, you know. Yeah, you're down, you're zero. you don't gain from zero.
Going that way fast.
You see what I'm saying? But you only gain going up. So pulling your pants up keeps you going up. Everything is up. We have to keep in this mind state of rising our mind state up. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been down way too long. Yeah, man. So pull your pants up, black man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what you said about the greatness piece, man.
Give thanks, sir.
And once you get to a certain space, there's a responsibility. There's a responsibility that you carry. And brother, you said it earlier. We have responsibility from the Creator. Right? We all were in a certain space at a certain time.
True. Oh.
Right? For a certain reason.
Yes, sir.
Right? But the same thing happens for where we are right now. And to reiterate, we understand the fun, we understand the coolness, right? But everything that lives evolves. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, bro, but you're on point. Right? So we create swag regardless of what era we talking about.
That's true.
We define it.
No doubt.
Right? We created it. Right? So what we want to make sure that happens is you're not typecast as one of these savages out here that can be taken out based on how you look. Right? So when you make somebody deal with your mind, they deal with you in a different way.
That's true.
Right? But you can make them deal with your mind. That's your choice.
Right. That's true.
So keep that in mind. You're greatness. You're a personification of greatness. So all you have to do is accept it. All you got to do is claim it.
Oh, yeah.
All you have to do is be it.
That's true.
That's it. It's just that simple. Hey, brothers, speak on that.
Yeah. The church ain't open, right? The church ain't open.
No, I think we're on quarantine, ain't it?
The church ain't open. Nobody in the churches.
Oh.
Now you got to be the church.
Fact.
Now you got to be the church. Church closed. Can't go calling on preacher and hear preachers preach. You got to be the church. You know, this is what time we in. You know, stay focused. It's 2020. You know, there's no going to the church and saying, oh, I went on Sunday. You ain't went to church in a while, you know. The church has become yourself. You are the church. You have to govern yourself right now, you know. And this is each and every individual. Imagine that. They just wanted to open the masjids recently. They couldn't even pray in the masjids, man. I'm sorry to hear all these things that's going on. People can't pray right now, you know. But the heights of it is, you have to realize we have to be the church. We have to be that pillar for the Almighty. You know, we have to be His children. We have to be united with the Creator right now for ourselves. Not from someone preaching it to us, but actually us going into ourselves right now. That's what time we in. So remember, it's a serious time. It's 2020. So stay into the focus of pulling the pants up. We have to realize that we don't come from this mind state. We created garments. We are the tailors. We are the seamstress. We are the alterationists. Remember I tell you that. The black men and women are the needleworkers of the earth. Okay? From all garments from all over the place, from silk to any rayons, whatever thing. We got Ethiopian garments, which I'm wearing straight Ethiopian cotton. You know, cotton also comes from Ethiopia.
Can I get money, man?
Yes, sir. I get you one, man. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Straight from the continent. But my point is saying that we have to stay focused on knowing that we are great. We are great people. When them people marched and them people stood up, the men had belts on. The man wasn't walking down with their hands, you know what I'm saying, holding their pants up. Right. No man was doing that court running in none of the black and white days with their pants down. Right. You know, it's not how we did. This is not our liberty, you know. Me, myself, personally, was locked up. And I see what dudes do to have their pants down like that, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's not a pretty thing. You know, it's not a pretty thing. You would not want your pants to be caught down in the system, you know. Yeah, because that also let ones know that you are taken, or that you was taken and can be taken. You know, remember that. Yeah, so everyone walking around when you first get in with a fresh pair of pants, you know what I'm saying, elastic tight, you know what I'm saying, tight to your waist, you get your size and you're moving through. But there's men who get raped and the elastic gets pulled and stretched by different men, so that elastic don't even stay up no more. And that's where the pants sagging thing originally came from. That was the symbol that you were taken. You know, was taken and can be taken. You know. And this is things that's been going on in the system. You know. So when I check these things, I know, say, it's nothing for a man to really know himself and do something like that, you know, right. Because you got choices in this world, you know what I'm saying? And when you get caught slipping, trust me, in places like that, you get caught slipping, you know? So keep your pants up, pull your pants up, black man, you know what I'm saying? Wear them with respect, you don't have to have them down. And who's really looking at you behind anyway? You ever think about that? Who's really looking at you behind anyway but some bati boy?
That's a fact.
All right? I know the women discussed it with it. I don't know, you know, the women should agree with men should pull their pants up too. We should have an agreement here that women and grown men agree that men need to pull their pants up. The black man needs to pull his pants up. Because we got to agree on certain things, you know. We can't disagree on everything. You know, we have to have some things that we can agree on. And for us to move forward as a people, we first have to agree that the black man have to pull his pants up, you know, because in order for us to even move around any form of militancy, you have to have a belt.
Freedom of movement.
You know what I'm saying? Freedom of movement. Right. You're going to have now these youth got guns on their hip and they still ain't even got a belt, Brethren.
The boy told me the other day, man.
What'd he tell you, man?
The boy told me the other day, he said, I said, so, and you know, we talking about the pants and no belt, mm-hmm. and the loops and shit, you know, and I'm trying to tell him, no, the loops, man, is, you know, and he tells, I say, and then I say, y'all walking around with them guns, and you got a gun with no belt holding, and that, your gun gon', you know what he told me? He said, the gun help his pants stay up.
Hard.
I said, how do...
Backwards.
He said you can stand more, he don't have to stand as wide-legged to hold his pants up because the gun add thickness to his body. I mean, I understood what he was saying when he explained it to me, but still the science behind it is ridiculous.
Yeah,
when
right.
All you got to do is wear a motherfucking belt.
Right. It's crazy.
Like the pants got on if you want. I used to carry 2 pistols when I was little, you know. I ain't telling on myself, but I had a belt on with it to hold them up. You understand what I'm saying? And I could run with it, and I could move with it, and I could, you know, I could do something with it and nobody would never know. Y'all got to. And while we on it, it's like you got to know the law. We here in Georgia. This is an open carry state. Conduct yourself accordingly. If you ain't doing nothing, if you ain't robbing nobody with no gun, if you protecting yourself with your gun, then what's wrong with you having a gun? The charge is carrying and concealing a weapon. CCW, carrying, concealing a weapon. If the police walk up on you, you in the car, and you got the 3-step rule, you ain't got to worry about a whole bunch. But y'all get to being scared, you tough, and I ain't going off on y'all, man. Like I said, I love y'all, man. But y'all got to really understand what's going on out in these streets, man. And y'all got to, you got to know the law. You got to know who you are. You understand what I'm saying? You got to realize that the reason we're doing this particular panel on Pull Your Pants Up is because, like I said many times, we ain't got nothing but love for you. And it's our responsibility to show you, you know, the proper direction to be going in. You understand what I'm saying? I had a couple other things on my mind, but, you know, I got my short-term memory ain't as sharp as it used to be, so I'm sure, you know, I'm going to pass the mic in that. But again, man, yeah, keeping your pants up. It's a metaphor for so many different aspects of life, so many different branches of which what we speaking to that the so-called African American man has to do with his life. And I think I just recalled something. We can't let these sisters off the hook either. The ladies, y'all definitely got to conduct yourselves accordingly as well. And I ain't dwelling on that, but just like the brother said earlier, that's what made me think about it. You said we don't really want to see y'all butt. And you know what, sisters, even though the average man is supposed to like a woman, you supposed to still, you a goddess. You understand what I'm saying? You got to conduct yourself. You don't supposed to be having your everything out showing. You understand what I'm saying? So just like we tell the brothers to conduct themselves accordingly, I ain't dwelling on it, but the sisters, y'all gotta conduct yourselves accordingly too. Any sister that's out there looking, I don't want nobody to be forgotten. You know, and again, we're all human beings. We're fallible to error. So I'm not bashing nothing about nobody. I'm never doing that. Again, I'm speaking out of love and out of responsibility. Something else that I realized. Right. I'm going forward to that. Responsibility. It's an incredible amount of weight to ask an individual who has been bamboozled their entire lives. Mm-hmm. It's an incredible amount of responsibility for those of us who are fortunate enough to realize that we should be walking a narrow road. Like Malcolm X said, the righteous road is seldom traveled by the multitude. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? The righteous road is seldom traveled by the multitude. Mm-hmm. Nevertheless, we have the responsibility. Mm-hmm. It's a heavy, 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 heavy load we carry down here.
That's real, man. Give thanks for that sound for true. No, and that's what we're speaking of. Same way. So, Sincere, tell me something that you would tell to the youth and the sisters out here. You know, because me personally, you know, as Rasta, we have a dress code. You know what I mean, for the sisters and the men. You know, and you know, enough people can't take it because that's the Naya Bingi order. It has order. You know, so the sisters, even during the time of their menstruation, they're not really supposed to be around the gathering at all. You know, that's a time for them to be separated to themselves, you know what I'm saying? Not in the time of a holy situation. Right. When we're gathering, giving praise to the Most High. That's a time of separation. So we still stick to the script of the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, and how it's always been set. No doubt. Right? And in the men, same way. Because the scriptures speak of a running issue, you know what I'm saying? So when a sister is having a menstruation, that's a running issue. Right. You know what I'm saying? But if a man is having a cold and his nose is running, that's a running issue as well. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If your belly running and you have, you know what I'm saying, diarrhea, that's a running issue as well. You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to conduct yourself accordingly.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or if a brother cuts himself, you know what I'm saying, he should be not in the gathering as well, because that's a running issue as well. You see what I'm saying? Because that's blood, you know what I'm saying? So these things, you know, because we might be playing the drums or whatever, so you know you cut your finger, you can't be, you know.
You learn something right now, see it?
You see it did?
You learn something right now.
Give thanks.
55 years old, you know.
Yeah, I mean.
And I learned something.
Give thanks.
So don't never be ashamed to learn nothing.
Every
Every day I learn something.
That's what it's about.
If I don't, I feel a funny way. Trust me, I just learned something right here.
Give thanks, yeah, man. So, and it's the way we conduct ourselves in order, so we have more morality towards ourselves when we're conducting, you know, praise and a gathering to the Creator. Right. You know, it's a form of respect. The women have to wear a dress. She can't have something open and out where we're looking at her chest and we're seeing between her legs and them thing there, because we're not supposed to be focused on her, we focus on spirituality. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So it takes away the lust factor if the women dressed appropriately, you know what I'm saying, without everything showing, you know? And dignity and respect. And the men same way. They have to pull their pants up. You can't wear short pants and no shirt and all this stuff here because it's a gathering where you're praising the Creator. You have to dress accordingly like you're going to gather for the Almighty. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's a form of respect and order, and at the same time, it's just unity. Because now everyone is in accord in their one heart and one pure thought into praising the Almighty. You know what I'm saying? The dresses of the women and men wore pants. You see what I'm saying? It was already ordered and set, and men had a belt, you know, right? And then women had a thing called a slip. I don't know if y'all remember the slip.
Yeah, no doubt.
You remember some of the slip?
Come on, man.
Remember slip?
Yeah, shout out to
That's
grandma.
when,
You know what I'm
that's when
saying?
you had a little dignity, you know. You had a, you know.
The slip was real. You know what I'm saying? Then
Dignity,
you know.
that's the word I tried to say.
So it was always some form of dignity and morality, you know what I'm saying, that trotted along with that. You know what I mean? And that's our ancestors, our real heritage anyway. We come from dresses, you know what I'm saying? And all the women wrapped up. You'll never see a queen without a royal dress. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see a queen without a crown. You know what I mean? It's the royal gown.
No doubt.
The royal gown, you know. So we got to step forward into our reality, which is always our reality, you know, because Babylon don't want us to see our reality, you know what I mean? But our reality is so real and it's so simple because we are the creators of it all, you know. And so once we gather all our tools again, you know what I'm saying, to really start working this thing back together, because we got all the tools. We need to just put them together now. You know what I mean? And that's what we got to realize, you know what I mean? Our tools right now. Because our tools is our 2 hands and our 2 feet. Remember I tell you that, black man, when your pants is up, you're going to use your 2 hands and your 2 feet. Because that's going to be your greatest talent that you're ever going to have.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the brain between your head. You know what I mean? To use those 2 hands and those 2 feet. You know what I mean? There was a man called Jimi Hendrix, right? Jimi Hendrix had 2 feet, but he used them 2 hands very well, though.
No doubt.
Right? Blessed love, Queen. Give thanks. And Michael Jackson had 2 hands, but he used that 2 feet.
Facts.
Very well. You know what I mean? So we in a state right now where we got to get black to using our 2 hands and 2 feet. You know what I mean? And that's what the black man got to realize. That's going to be your original machine. You know what I mean? Is those 2 hands and those 2 feet. You know what I mean? Because remember, the church is closed. So right now, you got to conduct yourself as the church. That's what real we in right now. Yes, sir. Bless up, man.
Right, that's the temple. Just to build on my bread here, my brethren's speaking about elevation. If you take a look at the history of connection, man and woman, I wrote a book called The 30 Love Laws, and that focuses on our connection to each other. So if you take a look throughout history and you see where we are now, like you'll see that the man is responsible for 2 things in this universe. The masculine energy, that's stability and environment. Now if you take a look at our sisters, our queens, our goddesses, they're responsible for standard and growth. All right, so if you take a look at the breakdown of the relationship, the man goes after the prize, which is the woman.
Yes, sir.
She has the final say-so on whether or not that relationship will be or will not be.
That's true.
You see what I mean? So that sets the standard from the gate of the relationship. Right? So we know when we connect with the feminine energy, that allows for growth. Right? You give a queen a seed, she turns it into a child. Right? You give her groceries, she'll turn it into a meal. You give her a house, she'll turn it into a home. So all of these things, they illustrate that. Right? So it's on us to set the environment. You can't do that if you don't have a certain level of freedom, a certain level of confidence, a certain level of power. Right? So it's about elevation.
Yes, indeed.
So when we're talking about pulling up pants, we're talking about elevating your pants, your mind, your spiritual presence, who you are, accepting your greatness.
Up and up.
No doubt about it.
That's the key. That's the key. Like you're saying, that's how we get to our greatness is by lifting the vibration up, by what we're doing with our time. Our time have to be lifting our vibration up and each other up too. Remember, love is a thing that's real. Like you can't buy love, You have to give love, In order to receive love, you have to give love, So we black at it on this episode right here about pulling your pants up because it's all about us loving ourselves again. We have to try it again in our real true dignity and royalty. As a brother said, goddesses and gods, kings and queens, royal children of the Most High. We have to try it up again. And that way up starts with pulling our pants up, and dressing again with more decency and respect. Because in order to get respect, you have to give respect. And that's a thing too, and that's how love is. Love and respect are just like the same thing. In order to get it, you have to give it. Remember, I tell you that, So we are getting forward into our real state of mind again. It's getting back to that respect and that back to real love again. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to get it to receive it. All right? So let's stay focused on that again. You know what I'm saying? As black brothers and sisters, let's just help one another. Rise our vibration up. It's good for us all to do. Because what I'm noticing with the pants down, you can't really talk to them with the pants down too much because they already fighting in their mind that you and them got an issue because they pants are down. You see what I'm saying? But you got to realize it's not an issue with me. It's just an issue with morality. It's an issue with respect and decency. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to do with me personally. Just like the roach, right? We didn't create the roach, right? The roach in all our neighborhoods and all our projects, right? Well, you know where the roach come from? Germany. It's really the German roach. Huh? The roach from Germany. Anyway, we're going to seal this show. I'm thankful for all checking in. This is the Think Champs. Yes, indeed.
Boom.